What's up, people? Welcome back to Shed Show. It's an honor to have you. Thank you for watching. Today we are going to close the book on Joshua Fabia. Now, I know I'm about 2 weeks late with this video, so I won't be going over in detail the most recent events. Instead, I am going to briefly go through the timeline of events before I show you a separate video, one that I actually shot before the two split up. So I cut out all the stuff that no longer applies, except for some stuff that's funny because of what happened shortly thereafter. But I'm including most of it, despite it being shot before the most recent news, because it's more or less my final appraisal of the situation and of Joshua Fabia as a person. I'm ready to close the book on this beacon of negativity. So let's do this. The big news, obviously, is that Diego Sanchez fired Joshua Fabia. And no more than 3 days after this happened, Joshua did an interview and basically painted himself as the victim and didn't just talk bad about Diego, but gave criticisms on private aspects of Diego's life, which were no doubt shared with him in confidence of friendship. As you can especially tell in my first video, I really wanted to reserve judgment about things that I didn't know. I knew right away that Joshua is a jackass, but I don't know, I said something like, once again, like, who knows what's really going on? We don't have insight behind the curtain, and maybe Josh is a really good friend to Diego. Like, I fucking doubt it, but I'm just saying we don't know. Well, it's pretty clear now that this man is no friend. He has no loyalty whatsoever. He certainly demands it, but he doesn't give it in return. We were all correct about this dude, and the public outcry had to have played a crucial role in Diego cutting this parasite out of his life. So pat yourself on the back, Diego fans. We did it. We did it. I would prefer someone else be patting me on the back. That feels a little... Anyway, now I'll pass you on to my past self. And I'll catch up with you right after for final thoughts. Let's go back in time.
As you inhale and you taste and you feel the gold richness pouring down your spine, into your organs, into your bloodstream, into your...
What's up, people? Welcome back to Shed Show. Thank you for joining me once again. So I was checking my trash mail a couple days ago, and I was very surprised to see something from School of Self-Awareness. But then I remembered that early on in my research, I had signed up for this free meditation. So it's an audio file. It's like 10 minutes long. It's a guided meditation. I listened to the whole thing, of course, because I do not cut corners when it comes to my research. And yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that to most of you, a guided meditation sounds just as asinine as everything else in the New Age arena. But I do feel differently, and I don't think my reasoning is flawed. Because basically, a guided meditation is something that is meant to relax you, like a massage. It's going to be generally positive or neutral in its message, and I mean, I think it can be quite nice and help people, you know? My aunt actually used to write and record guided meditations, and she gave me a few, and they were actually pretty great. She has a very soft voice, but more importantly, her voice is just like really comforting, and yeah, that's how she is in real life. As flawed and ripe with corruption as the New Age world is, I mean, there's still some good people within it, though probably outnumbered by corrupt people at this point. Fun fact, when the corrupt people fully weed out everyone else, that's actually called the US government. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, healing that which is not physical is a legitimate goal. And if something helps and doesn't hurt you and doesn't hurt anyone else, I mean, go for it. Now, putting your money in trust into a person that presents themselves as exceptional in some way that really cannot be tested, that's where it gets tricky for me. I can't condone that. Even as a fake guru, this guy is garbage. He's not charming or dignified. He's petty, he's annoying. And I mean, even this free guided meditation is just straight ass. I would give this guided meditation 1 star, and that's using a 1-star must scoring system. And that's the thing, is at first I did assume that he was successful, like as a fake guru. I mean, it's not hard to imagine swindling a handful of people, you know, for a premium fee. It wouldn't take that many to make a living. And you have to create this bubble. Like, these gurus have to be in their element to have their powers, right? Kind of like how those no-touch knockouts work on the students in the class, but nowhere else or on anyone else. But I actually think that Joshua Fabia is not very successful as a fake guru, at least not at this point, which explains why he's been able to just completely devote himself to Diego Sanchez. Even if people are somehow finding benefit that to them matches the money spent on his services, there is a blatancy which is unquestionable. Joshua is not a good dude. People want to relinquish control. People want to feel less lost in life. I mean, these are genuine, innocent human needs. The sad thing is that these needs can create easy prey for false promisers. This guy literally has nothing of value to offer. If I had to make a guess as to what motivates this guy, I would guess that it's power. For Joshua's needs, Diego is not a person, not a friend. He's a trophy. And he hates that everyone sees it and is calling him out. The thing is, Joshua Fabia could very well have been a victim of swift judgment from the MMA world, just not willing to respect his approach, if he was actually a good trainer. He could have been the victim of a smear campaign perpetrated by a billion-dollar corporation if he was in any way worth their time or resources. In this case, the overwhelming amount of negative feedback is because people just genuinely don't like Joshua. I mean, whether you see a 10-second clip or watch everything you can find, you won't like Joshua Fabia because there's nothing to like. There is nothing to respect. There is nothing to admire. I think that in his mind, he was ready for the exposure. I really think that he thought he would be accepted by the world as a respectable figure with special abilities. Oftentimes you see these kinds of prophets come to genuinely believe their own BS. They live inside that bubble with just nothing but their subjects, and they really start to feel powerful. Like once you perform 100,000 no-touch knockouts in your school, you might just get so deluded that you fuck around and end up in a fight with this guy, where your aura of greatness will be smashed. I've heard some Fabia apologists talk about how Diego's career wasn't doing too well before Fabia entered the picture, and really using his fighting career as a kind of fulcrum or like measuring stick to assess how good or bad an influence Joshua really is. I just want to be clear that I am coming at this from a totally different focal point. Diego's career is over, and I'm glad for it. I mean, I hope that he doesn't feel unsatisfied given that his retirement fight was canceled. Personally, I would not like to see a Diego Sanchez comeback attempt. But the real concern here is for Diego as a person. No one needs to hear more of Joshua Fabia's bullshit. I don't feel like pulling sound bites and cringing at his unabashed foolishness or gawk anymore at the irony of his lack of self-awareness. Anyway, I've explored the situation, and what motivates me now is that I really don't like con artists, and I am a fan of Diego Sanchez. I really am. I mean, I follow UFC religiously, and I have for the past several years, so he's just one of many fighters that I've gotten to know over the years and, you know, watched every fight. And he fights like a rabid animal, which I think is really fucking cool. He always did things his own way, which I respect, and he defied odds, you know? He defied the odds, choosing to fight at his natural weight and therefore always being smaller than his opponents. He didn't ever really win by being super technical or flashy or deceptive. It's all heart. It's all heart. And I think that when you take his career as a whole, he really defied odds by having such a long career. I mean, as of right now, the longest active career in the UFC. And this is despite his brutal fighting style. And you know, he's always been a really nice person with a really big heart. And I know he has a lot to offer the world outside the octagon. So yeah, it is finally time to close the book on Joshua Fabia. My videos covering this topic are undoubtedly responsible for Diego finally cutting off this parasite. I'm just kidding. But honestly, the fans definitely made an impact. And those of us that made videos about it definitely made an impact. Well, most of us. I feel content with my content. I gave the benefit of the doubt until there was enough evidence to rightly proclaim that Joshua Fabia is a bad person. And even though my gut told me from the beginning that he was shiesty, I like that I, you know, made sure I knew what I was talking about before I said anything crazy. Because you can't just slander people without just cause and evidence. Speaking of slander, many people, including content creators, used this situation to express their homophobia. And if you are one of the people who focused on whether these two were gay together, and especially if you used the words gay agenda, I have a message for you. You're garbage. One channel in particular I'd like to shout out is MMA Allegedly. You are especially garbage. You're no better than Joshua Fabia. You're a piece of shit. And if you happen to see this, go fuck yourself. So anyway, Diego finally got rid of this little parasite. So all is well in the world. Everything is perfect now. Nothing bad is going on anymore. So, yeah. That's all I got. For now. Hey people. So you may have noticed this classic tap out garb I'm wearing. This is a super nice short sleeve hooded jam. Classic tap out. I don't buy clothes new. I can't afford that. I go to thrift stores, but I'm very good at thrifting. You understand? So, yeah, I found this. It literally feels brand new. It's so crisp, so fresh. And, you know, it's a classic piece to have as an MMA fan, but I don't think I need it. I don't know what size it is, but I'm right about 6 foot. Fairly slender. And, this is how it fits me. Fits me perfect. It's a fucking great piece. So, yeah, classic tap out garb. It's on the marketplace. Start, making me an offer. Let's get this done. I need the money. You need the fucking gear. And, I'm happy to make a deal. So hit me up with an offer. And as always, thank you so much for watching.
Peace.